Hey there, folks. Welcome to part 2 of Railroads Online. It has been, about a week? A little over a week since the last video. Much has changed within my game and the game itself. The developers and the guys that helped make this have been cracking them out nonstop. There's probably been a dozen hot fixes since this game released. Now, there have been a ton of updates. I'm just going to knock a few out here. Not going to go over the whole list. These are just ones that I thought were important, or important to me anyway. So they did a couple of things. They improved the collision dynamic and model for splines and switches to prevent derails more often, to make it happen less often, of course. They fixed some things with the co-op via the host and join issues and other various things. They fixed some track super elevation, which there was a bug there with that. They fixed the climax locomotive weight or mass or tonnage, which did play a role in its physics. So it made it feel very weird. I don't know that personally. I haven't used it yet. I hope to at one point. But anyway, they fixed that. One of the biggest things they have added so far, which you'll see here in just a moment, is vehicle UI. So in my last video, if you saw the last one, it's just all first person. You're grabbing everything with your virtual hand or foot or elbow or whatever the hell. Now, when you approach the locomotive, you have a key that you can press, which will effectively bind you and your player to the locomotive, and there's things you can do within, so it makes it a little bit easier to control the locomotive and your train, and so on and so forth. We'll go over that a little bit more here in just a moment. They adjusted the fire temps for the locomotives as well. They adjusted the Eureka couplers that connect it with the fire tender. There was a problem there where they kept uncoupling. That is the first locomotive that I am aiming for, and I'm not too far away from grabbing that. So hopefully video 3, or hell, who knows, maybe this video, will have the Eureka. As you can see right now, we still got Bouncing Betsy over there, the 040. They also changed some prices. So you go in here, go to your locomotives. The cars, it seems like what they did effectively was make it a little bit easier for beginners, which, is me, 1000%. I'm still very much a beginner. There's a lot of people that have just gone bananas already. I am not one of them. These cars here were like $450 from the get-go, I think. They're now $300. That's very nice. The flat car with the splines, the beams, these were like $350 or $400 as well. They've reduced these to $250. And then I think the bulkhead they have reduced as well to $275. So very much epic. So we're here at the freight depot. I've got much different stuff going on here. Pay no mind to that curve, by the way. I've got a lot of different stuff going on here than I did in the first video. I learned the hard way that you do not want to place your tracks on bare ground. I mean, there's probably a reason they do that in real life, right? So you don't want to do that. So you're going to want to put down your road bed, your rail bed here. So that's what all this is that you can see. I kind of laid all this out because I essentially plan to have a yard of sorts here so I can swap cars out, because in long term we're going to be headed that way to the oil field and the ironworks and all that good stuff. So I intend to have a pretty sizable yard here, so I went ahead and just laid out some of this. I've got a passing siding that I put down here. What I will do, since I didn't really cover it in the last video, hopefully the fire doesn't burn out on the loco. So now this right here, when you bring... So I'm sitting here because I brought some finished timber to be sold, because this is where you sell stuff. Right now you can get maybe 4 or 5 cars right here unload. So I stopped the tracks there. So I am going to continue these tracks farther that way. So first things first, we're going to do a bit of logging. Going to waste a lot of money here. We'll just get rid of some of these trees. $20 later. Alright, we'll get rid of these as well. There we go. So I'm going to be coming back here eventually with a pretty chungus, thick boy train, right? So I'm going to need some room. I don't want to split the train up. That'd be ridiculous. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this. So here's your grade. We'll show that again just in case. Groundwork, constant grade. Now I'm still kind of struggling with this a little bit. Like there's a way that you can curve your rails. I've messed around with it some, but I can't quite get it to where I like. So I still lay them by hand for now. So we'll go ahead and lay the land out here. Let's try that again. Like right there. That might do. So we're going to stretch that right out there. And Q and E, of course, raises it or drops it. So I'm going to drop it down just a little bit out there so it kind of lines up. Well, scratch that. There we go. That looks about right. There we go. Alright, so I got that laid. Now I'll be able to back the train up and just, release the loads as it goes. Just keep it slowly rolling and keep going there. Now I'm going to try and fix this because I'm a stickler for stuff like this. I don't want it to be as hideous as it is. So let's try this. Just to get some of these cracks and flat areas and whatnot out of here. Better yet, let's try it like this here, actually. There we go. So that looks better. Now I'm going to move over a little bit more. You essentially want to start on the higher side, of where the earth is that you want, for it to just even out. If you want it to look nice and smooth, very much unlike what I've got laying here. There you go. That's a little better. And I'll go ahead and lay one here as well, because I'm sure there will be a track here at some point or another. So I'll go ahead and stretch that out. And it should be relatively flat down there. There we go. We'll worry about that later. So we've got all this bed ready to go. So as soon as I need to lay track, we're golden. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this. There's a bit of a line there, but no biggie. Alright, so you see the link once again. Go ahead and left click and let go. And this might actually jump up a little bit. So, and I think I need to curve it as well. Yeah, it does kind of go around to the right there. So I'm going to curve it just a hair. There we go. Now let's make sure it's not too... Yeah, that looks like dog shit. So it's got a huge increase right there, but it's not so horrible that it should derail anything. It's a long, straight piece of track, so it should be relatively fine. Yes, it looks terrible, but I'm still learning, so by no means a master at this. So we're just going to stretch this out as long as we can here. Maximum pieces. A little bit more of a curve. Let's go ahead and run up here. And there we go. That'll do it. So now I can bring a long train through here and just back all the way up. Throw the Johnson bar forward, slowly roll by, and just release each load as it's going. A nice fluid motion, if you will. So now this looks kind of crappy, right? So I'm going to go ahead and smooth this out some. I don't really want it too much farther. So this, this should be about right. Let's see. Yeah, it's not too shabby. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. And if you overlap the earth, you can kind of tell. You'll see some kind of weird, like, artifacting. Someone told me the term is Z-fighting. It's essentially the textures or the graphics, like, fighting with one another. Kind of layered. You can see it right there. It doesn't really bother me too much. Some people it might. I intend to have rails over this, so I'm not really going to see it. So there we go. So it's pretty even now. Now, as you can see from here, it's not so much. So I'm going to try and do this. Alright, that's not very good. Let's move over a bit more here. Let's see if I can do this here. Let's try that again. Alright, so you can see what I'm kind of trying to convey here. It's a little bit smoother. So there's not some weird jaggy lines everywhere, you see. It's just a little bit smoother. I'll go ahead and round out this piece here as well. Move over some. There we go. There you go. So we got plenty of room to lay some track down. This, of course, is, again, the freight depot. This is where you start. What you're going to want to do if you're starting out for the first time, I would highly recommend, I think there's a water tower already here by default. Go ahead and put you a firewood depot down. So it's going to be in your facilities, firewood depot. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can put these anywhere you want. And there's sort of a secret, although it's not really a secret. I'm sure the developers are fully aware. So you're supposed to bring wood to these to get cordwood, I believe, or just make firewood, fuel for your engine. But as you can see, it says O of 32, right? Like I've got nothing. But if you come up here and click left, oh, I hope it still works. Let's see. Oh no! Did they? Hold on. Maybe I'm on the wrong side. Okay. Oh. It scared me for a minute. Alright, so it says firewood, 0 out of 100. Left click it. Look down and see it's in my hand. Pew, 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 pew. There you go. There goes the wood. So it's essentially free wood. I hope they don't fix that. So if you're in a bind, you're building, you got your train out somewhere, you run out of water, you know, firewood, whatever, just build a depot. You know, grab your wood, your water, and then get rid of it if you want, or just leave it there. One thing you're going to want to do, though, is build a track on either side. So, for instance, I turned this the wrong way. The reason I put it here is because I wanted a track. I built this track here, by the way. I wanted a track to be able to come in here, you know, kind of a spur off the main line there. This is where you're going to get your firewood. On this side, when you see this, this is where, if you bring a train on this side, you unload your logs, this here, and it makes firewood. Anywho, alright, let's get back to the train. So yeah, a lot more going on compared to my my crazy ass looking Disneyland ride last time. Let's get up to the train here. Hopefully it's not out of fuel yet. So last time, I believe you saw just the flats. These carry the finished timber product that you're going to bring here to sell. Let's get back in. So now at the top left corner of the screen, you see F, Enter Vehicle. So this is what you're going to be presented with. It looks weird as hell. I thought it was bugging out. Just hold your right mouse button. There you go. So it's the external view. So you've got this UI down here, which is very, very helpful. Now, as you can see down left, it says fuel 0, fire temperature 0. Shows your water level, water temperature, air brake pressure, and boiler pressure. So let's go ahead and jump out here. I'm going to want to throw some more firewood in here. Once again, if you're having trouble with this, left click on the firewood. Kind of get back a little bit, crouch, and just aim straight at the firebox, and then right click to throw it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. It should go in and bring a fire. I'm afraid it's going to kill our pressure here in a minute. So we're good on water. Now, if you want to drive it the OG way, you can still very much drive just like this. Not a problem at all. Now, if you want to enter it and use the UI and controls, just hit F, and there you go. Once again, you're good to go. You just hold the right mouse button down and move about. Hit V again. It'll change how far. You can do things like operate the whistle, which is pretty nice. It doesn't sound as smooth as using your own, mouse, but it still sounds pretty good. The only thing that's funky about this is do not expect to drag these sliders and for it to work. It does not work correctly until you set it at the level it's meant to go. So if you're just dragging it, hoping for something to happen, it will not. So as you can see, this is the whistle. 20, 40, 50, 60. It's doing nothing. But as soon as you let go of the mouse button, there you go. Generator compressor. This is obviously not for the porter. You got your bell over here as well. Click that on and off. Sander as well. You can see the sand down there dropping. Turn that off. Open the cylinder cocks. So we'll go ahead and throw our reverser forwards. The brake is off. Give her a little bit of juice. There we go, baby. What a sight. Now, for whatever reason, it's not showing my fire temperature. It should, and it should show my fuel as well. I don't know if it's a bug or something, but I was playing yesterday, and it worked just fine, so I'm not entirely sure about that. Alright, so let's get out of the yard. So, something else I'd like to add. If you just need to hop out real quick, you gotta, you're coming up to a switch. Oh, Christ, I need to change that. I'm gonna derail, whatever. Hit F. Your train will stop. It automatically applies full brake and pulls your throttle off. So it just effectively stops the train. So we're gonna hit F again. Alright, let's get out of here. Pull the brake down. There we go. Let me fix the sound a little bit here. One thing that is kind of funny, and they are fixing this. They have notated in their patch notes that I believe there are going to be straight keybinds. So the UI may change. It may not look like this later, but for now this is nice. You don't have to do everything by hand because, while that is fun and somewhat realistic, it's very difficult. Oh crap. I don't think we have any steam, guys. Look at the safety valve. Shit. Alright, we're like stuck here. There we go. Alright, please tell me that's going up. That's what I get for sitting and blabbing too long. Alright, we'll get some more firewood. We'll throw some more in there. Just let it sit open here for a minute. So yeah, something else that's pretty cool you can do when you put a switch stand here, it'll be kind of floating. One of the things you can do is hit G again, groundwork, and you've got constant stone wall. So it's just like your constant grade. So you can grab that, stand here, just adjacent where the switch stand is, and then bring it out. And it's nice and clean, so it looks like it's actually got this sort of platform that you've got laid under it. So it's just not floating. I mean, there's a lot of little things you can do with these tools that you're given to make things look a little bit cleaner. A lot cleaner than what I'm able to reproduce anyway. There we go. Alright, she's roaring. They have also stated that to get this little son of a gun going, you really only need 5 logs. I'm not sure about all the other locomotives, but 5 logs will do it. Just throw them in there, leave the door open for a minute or two, and then close it. And it will take a few minutes to build pressure. Another thing is these cars. I learned this the hard way. I often forget about the handbrakes. I have pretty much started leaving the handbrake on the car closest to the engine. And the one closest to the end, I believe I leave off, are very minimal. Yeah, that one's 15%. That one's 15. 15. And then 25, a bit higher. So it's a bit of braking force, but not to overdo it. And you'll see why up here just ahead. If you've got crests and dips and all kinds of stuff like that, which most definitely are on this route here, when you're cresting and your engine starts pulling down the hill and you've got a brake set on the other side of the crest coming up, it's going to try to pull the train apart. So I learned that the hard way. This hill up here, I kept coming over time and time again, derailing every single time, and it was driving me nuts. I kept leaving the handbrake on, the rear car. Now, if it's a predominantly flat track, you're probably going to be absolutely fine. But if you got any kind of grades or inclines, you know, dips, hills, crests, whatever, I would stick with the front car being handbraked quite a bit. So we're going to run back to the sawmill here. I've run into a problem. So I got the road from the lumber camp going to the sawmill, and I thought, hell, I'm just going to get 4, 5, 6 cars, get some lumber, drop them in the pond, make buku, big dollar, and, you know, just buy a locomotive, get going, you know, big time in it. Didn't work out that way. The log pond up here fills up. It can hold 100 logs. So, therefore, it will start sawing the logs. It'll saw them into beams, and there's another wood product. I can't remember the name of it. It eludes me right now. Anyway, there's going to be 2 types of finished product wood. Once those fill up on that end, the log pond will no longer count taking logs. Now, that's well and good if you just want to get rid of some logs, but you're not going to get paid for them. Also, as you can see, that water tower we just passed, that's what I was talking about earlier. If you run into trouble, just drop a water tower down. Just drop a firewood stand down. You know, you can put them essentially anywhere. I learned that the hard way as well. Alright, there's our fire temperature. So it's starting to come online down there on the bottom left. So this helps as well. It lets you keep an eye on the temperature and how much fuel you got and your water level and all that kind of good stuff. So you don't get in a tight spot out in the middle of nowhere. So now here's the crest I was talking about. And I still may experience problems here. So I go ahead and throw the regulator all the way off. Just going to coast. See how steep a drop that is, and there's a curve down there as well. So it's like, you know, the perfect worst combination, as ridiculous as that sounds. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the brake half. Rest of the train's catching up to about 70, 80. But I've learned that you don't want to slow down too much. You want to kind of keep the train going. A little bit more. That's almost full brake. Come back off, about 70, 50, 40, and release. Because that area back there, the bottom of that hill and turn, it's having a lot of problems, a lot of derailing. Alright, so we are back at the log pond. As you can see, it was full. So now I'm in the process of taking the the milled goods, the milled wood, the finished product, to the freight house to sell it. So, again, I've got a very shoddily built siding over here to the right, as you can see, because you're going to need to get to where you swap out your cars. So you've got, I mean, you could carry all your cars around. You can do whatever the hell you want, really. But I swap them out. So, like, when I'm done relieving the finished product so it can make more stuff, I'm going to go and sit these back there and then go and grab the flats and get back to that. So we're going to go around here and get some of the finished product, which I don't think I went over at all in the last video, part 1. I am so ready to get another locomotive. I still have not played co-op with anyone yet. I certainly hope to. I don't fully understand it, but I think I do understand the fact that you don't make any money. Whosever company it is, they make the money. You pretty much get nothing but maybe the joy of camaraderie, I guess. I don't know what to call it, but Alright, anywho, we are at the cranes. We're going to creep up here to where they're almost perfect. Let's see, so you're going to want to line it up to about there. I think that should allow me to load this car, that car, and then this rear car. I think that one might reach. So, okay, so what we got? When you drop logs in the pond over here at the mill, you're going to get beams. As it stands right now, beams, as you can see, 100 out of 100. You do not get that much for these. I think it's like $10 per. Now, you come over to this side. I always forget what these are called. Okay, it's just called lumber. These, I believe you get 12 a pop. So, you know, a couple days back, I just kept running the beams, thinking like, oh yeah, this is it, man. I'm making money hand over fist. And, you know, learn the hard way. You get a lot more for these. But you have got to sell them both. Because once one of these fills up, i.e. this one, it will, the mill itself will no longer accept logs. I think that's how it works. So what I've been doing, just to make a little extra money while I can, I've been getting 2 of each. So I've got 4 cars. So we're going to get 2 lumbers. You just left click on these cranes here. And then 2 beams. Let's see if this will actually load this car here. Come on. There we go. So essentially these cars up here with the lumber, it's going to fit 6. And then the beams, these big boys here, you're going to get 3 on there. There you go. You see, effectively 6 will fit on here. There we go. And this is a bit tedious. This takes time. But again, if you got people to play with, or you just want to play with randoms, you know, stuff like this gets cranked out fairly quick. Now you can hear the saws going in the mill, right? I hope I have the sounds loud enough. I'll turn them up a bit more here. Audio. There we go. Anyway, they fill up quickly. So you'll see. Now it says 99 out of 100. Now this bar over here moves. And it'll keep loading and keep loading. It's effectively sawing the logs that you dropped in the pond. We'll drop some more of these in. I'm not sure how much more. Always got to keep your eye on the fire. If you want to waste time, don't keep your fire going. If you want to stay nice and steady, always be tossing wood in the firebox. Alright, we can fit one more. We'll just leave the firebox door open for a minute there. Alright, that one's full. These are now full. You can see my flat cars up there. What we're going to do is we'll grab these and head down to the lumber yard once we go and drop these off at the freight house. Alright, those are fired up, loaded, and ready to go. Let's go ahead and close the door. Get in our engine. We're going to back up a bit. I love being able to use these. It's so much easier to be able to see everything going on, you know, so you're not having to go forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. It can be a crapshoot sometimes. There we go. We'll just back it up a little bit. The log pond is definitely draining out. That thing was slam full. Alright. Let's see, that ought to do it right there. Brakes on. Let's get out of the train. I'm going to press both of these just in case. Hopefully one of them will drop in there. Let's see. Yep, that one should do. It'd be great if they both did. Nope. Okay, so we're just going to have to wait and do this one. There we go. And one more. And something else I noticed, I streamed this on Twitch earlier in the week as well. These cars actually flex with the friggin' weight. That is amazing. drop down just then. I've never seen that in any other train game, simulator, whatever you want to call it. That's pretty fantastic. And you'll see when we go to empty these, they'll just, they'll loosen. They'll raise up. Alright, we'll go ahead and get in here, check our fire temperature. Reverser's still on, throw the brake off, get us moving. 3 back for safety. Alright, so we're loaded up now. We need to be a little bit conservative with our movements and our throttle and our braking. As you can see, the sawmill's still going there, and our beams are already back at 100 of 100. I'm going to cut the regulator back to about 20. I like to keep it between 20 and 25 around this bend here. Of course, that's all going to depend on, the radius of the curve or the degree, what kind of locomotive you got, what kind of, rail car you're using, etc. Let's see, what's our water level? 371. That'll definitely get us to the freight house. Alright, so we're going to have to shove back up that hill. And this might get interesting. Hopefully not too much. We're probably going to need wood, so what I'm going to do is get out here. It's going to throw the train in full brake. I'm going to release the brake. It should start rolling a hair. I'm just going to give it a little bit of throttle. Just get it rolling. And I'm just going to run out, grab some wood, and run back and stack it. Boom, 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 boom. Left click. See the train slowly moving. That way you're always moving. You're not wasting any time. Stack the wood. There we go. Grab some more wood. Now, of course, you don't want to get it too far to where you're having to chase the thing down like some kind of Looney Tunes episode. It's happened to me several times. She's starting to get a little faster. We can probably do this one more time. There we go. Alright, we'll try it one more time. She's getting really quick. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, I'm going to hit F to grab control. There we go. Throw the regulator off. Alright, here's the tricky hill. Pay no mind to that terrible rail bed off to the right. It is ugly AF. Alright, so I'm going to give it a little bit of juice here. About 30%. Back to 20, 30. Right here, I've learned I want to keep it going as well. If you stop right here, you're going to be in trouble. So I just keep kind of dabbing back and forth between amounts. I'm slowing down too much. This might be a problem. Come on, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Come on. Lower it back down. Don't want it to get too crazy. Back up, back down, back up, back down. See, this is why this UI is perfect for this stuff right here. Because if you try to do this by hand, you're going to run into trouble. I certainly have. You can't see what's going on. Now, is that realistic? Not really. But then again, if you're playing by yourself, you do what you got to do. I mean, if you're playing with other people, you got people doing call-outs, all kinds of stuff. So it is helpful in that regard. But doing this, it's very helpful to the single-player person. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, well, dadgummit, Sean, it's called Railroads Online, not Railroads single-player campaign career solo. I'm going to slow down for that crazy curve there. Alright, we are going downhill, so I'm just going to leave the regulator off for a minute. Get us off this grade. Now this 040, just like I thought and a lot of other people think, you get this for free, which is nice. I feel like in the first game you got a hand car, a pump car. And then I think you had to buy this, but you had just enough money to do so. This thing is actually, from what I've read and gathered, one of the best locomotives currently in the game. She is powerful. She has got an absolute mess of tractive effort. I mean, she's obviously small, but she packs a punch. This thing has got more tractive effort than the locomotive that I'm trying to purchase. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? That's because it is. But, you know, I plan to use this as, you know, maybe a sole industry locomotive. Like, I'm just going to keep it in an industry yard or something like that to load up cars. And then, you know, bring cars out filled to the main line, and then, you know, hop in the big locomotive, whatever you end up getting, and then, you know, pulling it on. But I'm stoked. I mean, there's been really no train sim or train game where a steam engine on that scale has been made available. So I'm absolutely geeked to get the Eureka. Now, there are better locomotives, granted. Again, not from personal experience. Sadly, I've not gotten there yet. I'm trying to build a good, solid foundation. I could have bought the Eureka already, but, you know, I wanted to expand the operation a bit, you know, before I did that, and have decent track and plenty of cars. I got 4 of these. I think I got 6 of the flats. So we should be good to go once I get the Eureka. Alright, so we're backing up to the freight house here. This is where you're going to bring finished product. Also note, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, or if this is your first time to the series I'm trying to produce here. You can bring any and everything to the freight depot, and it will sell. So we're going to go ahead and pop the brake on here. That'll do it. Now, as a rule of thumb, I like to do this. You don't have to, but anytime I go to and fro an area and I stop, I'm throwing wood in here. So we're going to open it, grab some wood. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. I'm just going to leave it open. So to empty this, I keep seeing this question a lot on, you know, my videos, or the video I've made so far, the sole video of this game. You know, Discord, Steam, everywhere. Look at the car. This is how you unload goods. Look straight at the car. Don't look at the product. Look at the car itself. In the top left, you'll see it says Freight 3 of 3, left mouse button plus drag up and down. So you're going to look at it, click the left mouse button, and then just look down. Okay, that's perfect. Of course it doesn't do it. Let's try that again. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. I'll try and do it this time and look at the car so you can actually see the physics of the car and the weight it holds going up and down. So you're going to look at it and then drag down. Now watch the actual car itself, the flat bit here. Now, yes, I was being killed and murdered to death by heavy wood, but I don't know if you saw the actual freight car going up. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. Drag that down, get rid of that. And you can do this all at once. If you're pressed for time, like I've been trying to grind the bananas out of this for the last couple of days. So normally I'll start at the back. You know, look at the car, left click, down. Back up, look at the car, left click, down. You know, keep going, keep it rolling. And it'll all unload all at once. So let's check out our fundage. All right. We are back to 2106. See how close I am to my precious. My precious. There she is. 29 hundo. Need to make $800. Holla for $800. Of course, I would so much love to get the Cook Mogul. And the Heisler. And the Climax. But, you know, you're going to have to make money. You got to earn them. Right? You got to earn it. Just like in real life. Alright, we'll go ahead and close the firebox door here. That fire's roaring. Let's check our water. Water. Alright, so we're going to need some water. So, alright, let's get the hell out of Dodge. Bring the brake off. Reverser forward. Regulator up to 20 just to get us going. Get the slack out of the cars. Oh, crikey. Look at the wheel. Okay, that front truck on that flat car was cockeyed. Sometimes that will happen. If you got the rest of the train relatively straight and on track, if you just slowly go forwards or backwards, it will right itself. Alright, so let's get the hell out of here. We're going to go get those flat cars and show you the new lumber mill approach. Now, I'm going to be crystal clear here. I'm going to be honest, tell it like it is. That's what I try to do. A lot of this map, what you see, the basic, rail bed and things like that, just the initial road to get from where we're leaving currently back out to the lumber mill, was a save that someone from the Railroads Online Discord graciously uploaded for anyone having problem such as I, because I tried several times. I couldn't lay track for squat. Someone graciously uploaded a very basic save file that got you a road from the freight depot to the lumber mill out to the lumber yard. Now, initially, if you saw my first video, you saw that ridiculous Thomas the Tank Engine Thunder Mountain Disney World railroad that I had built. It was absolutely stupid. I was trying to build a Y on top of a hill. You cannot get more stupid than that. It wasn't working out, so I had two saves. I had that save, and I was like, hell, I'll try this guy's save. We're somehow running out of steam again. We need some more wood. Shnikes. Just noticed the safety valve was not bleeding. Alright, that ought to do it. There we go. We got some fire. So anyway, yeah, that person graciously uploaded their save file. All you got to do is throw that save file in your app data within, within your files, wherever your hard drive is, wherever you've got this saved on your computer, your PC. But while that initial stuff was laid down, I've done a ton of updates. I made like 90% of all the switches you see. I've re-straightened a lot of the rail. I've added a lot of fire stands, a lot of water towers, a lot of yards. I've added a lot of switches, sidings, spurs, all kinds of stuff. So I don't know if that file, if you're struggling like I was with just getting a basic track down, I don't know if that's still on their Discord, but I would highly recommend going and checking out their Discord. I believe it's on the Steam page. There's a link to it. Very much recommend checking out their Discord page. It's invaluable as far as information. Their hotfix and update log, all kinds of stuff. Ideas, awesome photos and videos of the real deal. It's a nice little Discord, so I definitely recommend that. But if you would like, I believe that save file I was talking about is on there. And I wanted to mention that mainly just for 1010% clarity, but I've seen other people make videos and stream this and have pictures, and I'm like, hey, that looks really familiar. That looks just like mine. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. I got a save file from another guy. So I think quite a few people are using it, but it's fine. It's the community trying to be helpful. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was close. I was blabbing and completely forgot where we were. Jesus. Baby Jesus in a manger, 3 wise men. Please do not derail. Max brake. Exotic spices in the manger as well. Release some of the brake. There we go. Just keep it rolling. Nice and smooth. When you get on a spot like that, if you just slam on the brakes and stop and get jolty, stuff will start happening. Alright, so I'm going to pull up here. Let's see what our log pond's at. 39 out of 100. Alright. Amazing. All the log flats off to the right, I think I get about $300 every time I dump those. So I need 800. So that's 3 turns. $900. And maybe that'll afford us an extra car as well. So we'll head there next. What I'm going to do now is get rid of these spline flats. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the brake on. Regulator off. Let's go run back there and flip the switch. Get us off to the right there. There we go. Now I believe I got more room to the right, so I'm going to move this one to the right as well. There we go. And we're going to need water, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that puppy down a bit just to get prepared. Go ahead and hop in here. Start backing up. Reverse. A little bit of juice. Yeah, the whistle don't sound as good doing it by hand, but, you know, rules and regulations. I don't want to get fired from my own railroad. That wouldn't look very good. But we need some agua. Another good thing about this is you can see where the hell you need to stop at the water tower. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Before, I'd have to go forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards at the water tower like 100 times before I actually got it somewhere where I needed it to be. Back up a little bit more. Money. There we go. Get the cap open. Bring the nozzle down. And depending on where you put it, it might be kind of weird. So you're gonna have to judge how far down you bring it. So I think right about there ought to get us some juice. Take a peek. There it is. She's full. Let's go ahead and get rid of the pipe. Close the flap. I'm going to throw some more wood in here just for good measure. That thing is roaring now. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and close it back. It's already gone, so we don't need to introduce much more air. Alright, brake off, reverser, give it a little bit of juice. There we go. We're just going to drop these cars off back here. Just want to make sure we get them plenty out of the way for the switch there to what I call my main line. Alright, regulator off. Try to get them off here as well as best possible. It still may be a bit too close, and that ought to do it. So, first things first, when you're kicking cars, put on the handbrake. Avoid disaster. 100%. At least 2 of them, depending on how many you got. So the first 2, just going to leave them coupled. First 2 handbrakes, 100%. Going to come back out here, and just so it's easy next time, I'm going to pull the pin off of this car. So I'm going to right click and up. If you hear that noise, you're good. If you hear that noise, you have either successfully coupled or uncoupled. Alright, so they're going to stay there. Let's get back in, little beastie. Brake off, Johnson bar forward, a little bit of juice. And we're off. We're going to go get these flats and get a bunch of wood. Firstly, no, what am I doing? Wrong switch. Big boo-boo. This switch right here. There we go. I'm going to pop this switch here back to the left, get us off that siding, because I don't think I'm going to have enough room to get all those back in there. So I'll be able to run up there if necessary and up back to the depot. Alright, so back forwards. Brake is off. Regulator. And let's get to it. Yeah, the thing's funky. It throws me off. This little 040, the Porter, it's actually quite stable. But it doesn't look it, man. Like, and actually, the more I play this, I feel like straight track, as stupid as this is going to sound, straight track for this thing is worse. Like, you almost want a, you know, kind of like how a pilot would taxi an old biplane. You know, kind of like S-walk in it, or S-curve, kind of back and forth. Because this thing just jumps around. And I'm eager to see what some of the other locomotives look like firsthand, whether they're like this or not. So there's the flats. Go ahead and bring the juice off. Give it a little bit of brake. And there we go. Let's see if that does her. So I should already have these set up. No, I don't. Ignoramus. Ignoramus. This is another thing you can always do to save time, which I just displayed incorrectly. So we gotta back up now. Right. So we're gonna put a Lincoln pin in this side. So right click, or I'm sorry, left click and drag to the left. There's your link. And then right click and drag down. There's your pin. So when we go up to this, all you got to do is right click down. The pin will drop right in. You'll hear that sweet, glorious, angelic sound of the stuff linking together, and you're good to go. All right, nope, we're going the wrong way. There we go. Boom. Okay, brake on. Oh no! Alright, so we pushed it forward a bit. Now I've got the handbrakes on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this puppy back some. We'll do 15. Make sure the rest of them are locked up here. Let's see, we'll do this one 15 as well. As close to 15 as I can possibly get it anyway. Let's see. 12. We'll do 15-ish. Alright, I can't tell if these are friggin' linked or not. They should be. When I left them, they were. This is interesting. Alright, so we're going to have to push these. Oh, shnikes. They are. Okay, that's sound. That's sound. That's that sweet, sweet noise you want. Yeah, they're linked. They are linked. Linked and ginked. Alright, so that one's 15 still. A little bit more forward. So I'm just going to pull the brake off. Give her a little bit of juice and just let it continually push. That way I can get up there and link it. There it is. Alright, let's go get some lumber. Brake off. Open that. Gonna give her some more fire. Grab some wood. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Now, you couldn't actually see it that time, so hopefully it went in there. There we go. F. So now we're shoving. We got, I thought I had 6 cars, but there's 5. So, regulator, 50%. Brake is off. Pretty substantial hill, or grade here. Yeah. I do have 5 cars. Okay. I completely forgot. I thought I had more than that. So that's what it is, because I think I'm getting about $300 per turn. That is pretty good. You know, if you can, if you want money, if you want to make stacks and stacks, you know, fill your coffers, whatever you want to call it, I would recommend that. Like, yes, you could just go grab 1 car of wood and just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, picking at it. But it takes money to make money. You know, I guess that phrase has been around for ages, and there's a reason that it's been said for ages. Like I said, I could have bought a locomotive a couple of times by now, probably, but I wanted a lot of cars. You know, I wanted a decent rail network to expand later. So I'm not like, hey, I got a new loco. Now what? You know, which I would personally recommend. Of course, you can play however the hell you want. You know, it's totally up to you. But it's I think it's pertinent to have as many cars as possible, because this, you know, before I was getting what is it? I can't remember what it is. It's like 10 or 12 bucks per log, and you got 6 logs, so it's like 60 bucks a car. So you got 5 cars, 5 times 60. I'm crap at math. I'm pretty sure it's 300. It's 300 bucks, you know, a couple of times. I got my Eureka. We're good to go. All right, so we got a crazy little downhill section here again. So as soon as we crest, regulator is off. We're just going to coast a little bit. Let the front gather speed. Give her a little bit more juice. Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Oh, come on, man. They were linked. You see the cars just kind of fading into the distance there? That is, that's painful to watch. Okay. That's not cool. That is not cool. Those were supposed to be linked. Oh, Nikes. They're coming back the other way. Oh, God. No. Wow. That was, we just averted catastrophe, guys. Somebody was looking out for us. That was, divine intervention. I honestly don't know what the hell happened there, man. Like, they're all linked. So it was these first 2 cars, right? How in the hell? Yeah. What the hell, dude? Yeah, I don't even know what happened. That was, I'm just glad I didn't have to deal with any damn derails. I mean, they're not that terrible to deal with, but, you know, it takes time out of making money. Gotta think of it like that. How are we looking on Steam? Fire temperature 400. We're good. We're good. Alright, that is severely wacky. We most definitely had them linked, man. Alright, so loading these logs up here can be a bit of a kick in the gonads. I don't know what the trick is. We're just going to have to load them how we load them, basically. So I like to go as far past as I possibly can, so I can at least load up these first 2 cars, which is another thing. Before, I haven't been here since they added the UI bit. So I'm going to stop right there. Look, they're connected now. What on God's green earth? I don't know how that happened. Alright, so that's what's nice about this UI now, is you can see where your cars are in relation to the cranes. Now, it looks like that second crane is going to want to load up that third car, and I don't want that to happen. I want them to be consecutive. Car 1, car 2, car 3, car 4, etc., right? So I'm going to pull forward a little bit. That might do it. Alright, let's take a look. Gonna hit that one. We're gonna hit that one. It probably won't. It'll probably totally miss 1 car and load the third. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Ah, son of a biscuit. Alright. Yeah, so that happens. That's kind of annoying. But, what are you gonna do? Keep on loading them. And again, this lumber camp, build a water tower right off the track, so you don't have to go out of your way to get, you know, fuel of any kind, whether it be firewood or water. Okay, I mean, of course you can do whatever the hell you want, but just for the sake of ease and fluidity, it's good to do that. This here, I believe... So a lot of this is, this area back in here is from that save that someone shared on Discord. He put the fire station, or the Firewood Station back here, which is actually kind of cool, because if you need to come in and drop off lumber to get firewood, you can do that. You just come right back here, you do the click and drag down thing, and it'll drop a piece off, and it'll say Firewood Depot. That'll start moving, out of 32, and they'll start piling up here, I believe in as many as 5 piles. We'll go ahead and grab some wood since we're down here. But the problem with that is if you want to loop around back there, that's kind of in the way. But what's nice is you can destroy the stuff, you know. You can knock it down if you want. Get these cranes going again. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. Come on. Alright, that one's done. I'll hit that one more again. Alright, so let's see what our fire's looking like. 400. Is that right? Boiler pressure 120? Yeah, boiler pressure 120. That's it. That's where you want it. Alright, so let's see. We'll just pull forward a little bit and get that second car there. Just a little bit. There we go. Pull the regulator off. Otherwise, you're just bleeding steam. Always make sure you check your regulator. So we're just going to go ahead and load this one up. Here's what I'm talking about. That is a problem. The truck is cockeyed. Duck-footed. Gooberized. That's a problem. It may not be a problem if, when we go to back up and you pull it, it should pull it into line. That's why it all comes down to your rail building, and once again, I cannot, try to convey it enough. Put a rail bed in. You most definitely want to put a rail bed in. If you're starting out or you want to rebuild, the best thing I could say to do is plot out your line. Again, I wish they would give us like survey flags or something. I know I'm not alone in that, because I've heard other people say that and seen it mentioned in different places. I think survey flags would be awesome. But plan out your route and use this, the groundwork, the constant grade, and just keep laying that. Lay it through the trees. You come up to a hill or a mountain, a valley, river, creek, whatever the hell. Find the lowest point that you can go through, so you don't have to build high or low. Build any kind of significant grade, right? And then just keep going. Once you've done that, go ahead and give it some more juice here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Once you've done that, alright, so we got to back up now. I keep getting sidetracked. Like a dog here and a squeaky toy here. Okay. Once you've done that, though, once you've laid your grade out and you got it nice and smooth, the track laying should be easy breezy. Just go back and cut down the trees. Not only that, which I too learned the hard way, I was cutting trees down like a friggin' madman. I lost all of my money cutting trees down. Don't do that. Save money. Lay the grade. Once you lay the grade, you can see what trees you need to cut down. There's there's ways you can do it that certainly help, and that's definitely one of them. All right, let's see if that works. So once you do that, you go back and cut all your trees down, and then you start laying your track. If the track's too crazy, kinked, bendy, whatever, just delete it and lay it again. Crap, I went too far forwards. These things are funky, man. I wish there were more cranes. I wish there was a way that you could, like, add cranes. Have, like, 10 of these suckers here, load 10 cars at a time. You'd be laughing, man. Absolutely laughing. Alright, let's see if that works right there. Oh, where am I at? Got lost. Alright, that should do it. It always seems to kind of lay it to the left a bit from when it swings around there. Hopefully this one will load on there. There you go. See? It kind of doesn't grab it from the middle. Let's see. We'll watch it again here. I mean, it does grab it from the middle, but it'll lay it to the closest car, I guess, to the actual, you know, line from where the crane is. So couple more to go. You can still hear them out in the forest, sawing trees day and night. But these guys have been working on this game quite a bit. It seems to have gained a little bit of favor, which is nice. You know, it's nice to have a game like this. It's not just about operation of trains. I've seen comments, people talking about, oh, I don't like the track building, just let me drive a train. You know, there's other games for that. It would be nice if you could do that here, if you're not into the track laying aspect. I know a lot of people may not find that rewarding. You know, that's totally fine. Once I kind of figured it out, I certainly did. It's nice laying the stuff down, and then you get that last piece, and it all links together. It's, you know, it's a nice feeling. But just to operate trains, hopefully in the near future, someone will do that. You know, someone will make like a pre-made map or route, if you will, because there was supposed to be you know, support for the workshop you know, later in life, whenever the hell that may be for this game. So let's hope that comes around. Alright, those two handbrakes, I'm going to crank them off. That is really far apart. Something does not seem quite right there. Oh dear God, let's hope they don't pull. That one I'm going to put on 10. About 15, there we go. And we'll throw that one on 15. No, we'll give it 20 actually. There we go. Hop back in the chooch. Reverse. How's our fire temp? 400, 120 boiler pressure. There we go. We'll get the cylinder cocks on. Click the bell. Throw her in reverse. Rip the brake. Let's get moving. Some of the graphics in this look so nice. Like the Steam graphics look really good. Go ahead and close the cylinder cocks. Turn the bell off. Gonna roll down the hill. Hopefully none of the cars detached. We're looking good so far. Give it a little bit of handbrake. Try and keep it steady. A little bit more. We're gonna hit the bottom there. And I'm going to release the brake. Give her a little bit of juice. 30% on the throttle. Just to get us moving. Stretch the links out. 50. 70. Back down. 60. Just get us over the crest here and we'll be sailing. This is actually where we lost the cars earlier. We'll back it off to 30. That may be a bit too sharp back there. Oh, it's a nice sight dragging all these logs to the lumber mill. Alright, we are rolling. You can see the stacks in the distance. The lumber mill. If I got weight behind me, generally, when I'm roaming around the map, whether I'm going to the freight depot or from the lumber yard to the lumber mill, I usually try and keep the regulator between about 20% and 40%. It feels like a nice spot. Of course, it all depends on how your track's laid and, you know, what kind of weight you're pulling. Alright, bit of the downhill portion start. Gonna come off the regulator a bit. Make sure we still got everybody. Yes, we do. Regulator fully off. Brake at 30. Brake at 50. 80. Slow us down just enough. As we get flattened out, I'm going to slowly just release it. There we go. The weight should take us down the rest of the way. Open the regulator back up. But yeah, it's a nice looking game. Like when you think about other games that use the Unreal Engine, and namely I'm always going to point out Train Sim World by Dovetail Games because it's the Unreal Engine. I don't know which model of the UE this uses, but there are some parts of it that just look absolutely amazing, like these trees. The grass. I love the grasses in this game. I mean, it just looks really nice. It looks totally different than some of the stuff in Train Sim World. I know the Unreal Engine has just got a whole host of things that it can do and use, but you know, it's a good-looking game. It's not a AAA studio. It's a couple of guys, and you know, they made something this fun. That's fairly amazing in my book. All these old buildings, just the way everything looks, it's really cool. And it's not very intensive either. You know, at least from what I've played, I've seen people, you know, complaining about online stuff being a bit heavy, but you know, the solo stuff I've done so far, it's been butter. You know, no problems at all. All right, gonna go ahead and pull forward all the way a bit here. Alright, let's see. Let's check our money. $2,100. Level 4. Working on level 5. Let's see, so I believe we can get 2 cars here. So all I'm going to try to do is keep this sucker rolling. It's down a grade, as you can see. So the weight should carry us down, so I'm not going to hit F to enter. I'll throw the J bar forward, release the brake. Give her a little bit of juice. A little bit. And just let it start rolling. Gonna run down here. Same at the freight house. Left click on the cars themselves. And drop. 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 Hopefully these are far enough out. Drop. Up, up, up. Come on, damn it. Drop. Drop the wood. Oh, God. We're dead. There we go. $2,400. Making money, guys. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. $2,400 hairs. That's how you do it. You know, it's nothing fancy. It's quite simple. You're going to need a couple of different cars. By the time we get to the next video, I know this one wasn't, you know, probably near as in depth, I guess you could say, as the first one, but you know, kind of getting there, if you will. By the next video, we will most definitely have the Eureka, and we'll go over that sucker. We'll start building, you know, some more rail line to the next industry that we're going to head to, which I believe, let me get out of this thing here. Let's see, I think it's the smelter, maybe? I can't remember. I'll have to look that up again. But if you've been playing this, let me know in the comments what's been going on. How you've been cracking on, what kind of route you've been building. If you have any tips, you know, for me or anybody else, I'd love to see them. Please share them. If you have any questions, comments, or just want to tell me I'm a dumbass, you know, let it rip. I'd be glad to hear it and reply as much as I possibly can. But that's it for part 2. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in part 3, hopefully with the Eureka. See you next time, guys.